Hi, everyone. I'm Hannah Hallowell.
And I'm Cindy Young.
And Cindy and I are here from BreastfeedLA to tell you a little bit more about how we support families in Los Angeles County.
Before we begin, we'd like to share with you a little bit about our mission and our vision. Our mission here at BreastfeedLA is that we're dedicated to improving the health and well-being of infants and families through education, outreach, and advocacy to promote and support breastfeeding. And our vision is that we're committed to inclusion, diversity, and equity as core values, embracing meaningful participation from diverse stakeholders and actively soliciting varied viewpoints. Some of the things that we do and that we're going to share today include our hospital technical assistance. We've been helping hospitals for the last 10 plus years and have helped over 40 hospitals here in Los Angeles County and throughout the nation to improve their breast chest feeding rates in hospital and to look at other things that help to support infant feeding in the hospital setting.
Additionally, we offer education and events around information on infant feeding. So we have a lactation education specialist program you're going to hear a little bit more about. Each year we offer continuing education, at least 12 events per year that are open to professionals, advocates, community members. One really special event that we did last year that you're more than welcome to access for free was an event on shared decision making and talking about infant feeding and how to engage providers in the choice of infant feeding, particularly around COVID-19. Coming up pretty soon, we have on April 19th, for anybody you know that's interested in becoming an IBCLC, I'm actually going to be hosting an evening event that's going to be a little bit education, a lot of conversation on the pathways to becoming an IBCLC, as it's incredibly convoluted. And one of our missions is really to help to break down some of those barriers so that we can get more skilled lactation in the communities that need it. On May 7th, we have Real Wisdom in the traditional food and practices and API-friendly recipes and postpartum practices that promote lactation. Cindy and I are both extremely excited for this one. And on June 16th, we have the partner's role in the lactation journey. These are some lovely pictures of our in-person events when we used to be able to gather with people and hug people, but we're putting them in here because soon enough, we know we'll be there again. So right now, all of our events are virtual, and we can go to the next slide, Cindy. All of our events are virtual, but back in the day when we could gather, and someday in the future when we can gather again, here are some things that you can expect. So very near and dear to my heart is the lactation education specialist and consultant training. This is, a 45-hour training for the education and a 95-hour training for the consultant training that we created specifically to provide opportunities for lactation-specific education that's required of all individuals who want to pursue board certification as IBCLCs. Our training is taught by women of color, IBCLCs, and it is taught within a framework of reproductive justice. And we're incredibly proud to be able to offer this and to really center our curriculum and our education space around Black, Indigenous, and people of color. These are some of our lovely students that have gone through the program prior. And someday we'll be able, like I said, to gather again in person. Right now, everything is offered online, and that's been a huge gift because we've been able to connect with a lot more people and offer a lot more flexibility. So currently we offer both synchronous as well as asynchronous learning for lactation education, making it much more accessible to our working families and to our families that, like all of you, probably have kiddos at home.
Some of the resources that we have include our COVID-19 resources, and we have them for both professionals and for families. And you can access those on our BreastfeedLA website, and we'll be taking a tour of our website shortly, so we'll be able to show you exactly where you can find all of those that information. Some of the items that we have on the COVID-19 resource page includes our hospital policies, where we have visitation policies and other policies that affect new parents around hospitals for our 54 birthing hospitals. So that's a really great resource that you can share with your clients. And we also have some really great COVID-19 resources that pertain to vaccination and pregnancy and lactation. And these are updated regularly, so come check it often, because we do update things regularly. We also have a resource directory, and it's one of the most up-to-date, robust directories here in Los Angeles with regards to lactation. You can find resources by area, by language, and also by format. And by format, I mean in person or virtual. That's actually a new feature that we've implemented during the pandemic, so that folks can find virtual appointments, classes, and support groups easily that fit their need. And like I mentioned before, we'll be going to our website shortly, and I can demonstrate how to maneuver and where to find the resource directory on our website.
We also on our website have some parent resources. So these are geared specifically toward parents, accessible to people who are actually going through it. Things around lactation, knowing your rights. We have the API Breastfeeding Task Force, which is a group of community members as well as healthcare workers who are invested in the API experience around infant feeding, and mental health resources as well. We have professional resources, including our equity report. If you've not yet checked that out, we really highly encourage you to take a look at the equity report that was done a few years back. We have our regional breastfeeding consortium information. So the RBC, many of you have already stopped into our RBC, but if not, this is a wonderful place to gather information, new information, and really just build some camaraderie around improving infant feeding rates and addressing some of our barriers to supporting families in whatever their goals are around infant feeding. We have information on legislation and policy. We have health data easily accessible all in one place, as well as employment opportunities as they relate to lactation in Los Angeles. And so Cindy's going to take you through at some point all of these pages so you can see just how much information we really host on our website in one area.
So before we move on to the website and our tour of the website, we just wanted to pass on our contact information in case you have any questions or requests or anything from Hannah and myself. Here's our contact information. Feel free to email us or call us. We're always available and happy to talk to you about anything related to infant feeding. We're now here at the BreastfeedLA website. That's breastfeedla.org if you're taking notes. And I'd like to kind of give you a tour of what we have to offer. So we've mentioned several of these things already in our presentation earlier. This here is our education and events tab. Here you can find a calendar of events. We have our lactation education program information here, and you can sign up for our courses here. We also have the webinar recording from past events here. And as Hannah mentioned, our shared decision-making webinar can be found here for free. And we also have our BreastfeedLA 2020 Gala, if you're interested in watching that. All right, over here, we have our COVID-19 resources. So we have resources for healthcare professionals. We have family resources. We have a lovely position statement about how we would like to see birthing and parenting and lactation and infant feeding done during the pandemic. And it's a nice statement that sums up BreastfeedLA's stance on this. We have our birthing hospital policies here that I mentioned before about the visitation policies and other policies in the hospital that affect new families. And you can access all of the hospitals, all 54 of our birthing hospitals information here. And we also have mental health resources available, as that's very important always, but especially during our COVID-19 pandemic. All right, let's come over here to our professionals tab. We have legislative and policy updates, and we have them for the local level, state level, and federal. And these are updated frequently. So come and take a look at the current legislation that is affecting families, lactation, paid family leave, as it all relates to supporting our new families and their efforts to breast and chest feed. We also have healthcare data links here, so you can access that at the local level, state level, and federal level. We also have information about our regional breastfeeding consortiums here. We have past meeting information, including any resources that were shared at that meeting. So you can come take a look at that. We have quite an extensive archive of resources there. We have our breastfeeding equity report that you can access here, which has great information, as Hannah mentioned, and is a summary of our equity summit that we had back in 2018. We have employment opportunities. In case anyone is looking for job opportunities, you can take a look here, or if you have any that you'd like to post as well, free to post and also free to access. And here we have our parent resources, which is important for your clients to have access to. So we have our, and I apologize, it's a little cut off here, but we have information and resources from the Asian Pacific Islander Breastfeeding Task Force. So we have a number of materials translated in a variety of Asian and Pacific Islander languages that you can access here. We have your Know Your Rights information here, and this is your rights as it pertains to lactation in the workplace, at school, and other relevant information. And we also have our mental health resources posted here. So we have it in several places, so it's easy for our users to access. Now I'd like to do a quick demonstration of our resource directory. So you come along with me here, and let's just do a quick demo. So as I mentioned before, it's very user-friendly, and you can access a variety of information that you're looking for. So Hannah, let's just role play real quick, and maybe you can tell me what you're looking for and where. So what area are you looking for information from?
Well, Cindy, I need some lactation help because my baby's having some difficulty latching and I'm in a lot of pain. So I'm looking for some in-person help, and I live in Long Beach.
Oh, first of all, I'm really sorry that you're experiencing that pain. Let's see if we can get you some help, Hannah. All right, so let's look in the Long Beach area. And how far of a radius are you willing to travel? 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles?
I think 5 miles is as far as I'm going to be able to go with this new baby.
Okay. And is there a specific language that you're looking for help in?
Yeah, I speak English, but I'm more comfortable with information in Spanish. So if you could find me some Spanish speaking resources, that would be.
All right. Well, let's take a look here. So we're going to press the search button here and see what we come up with. All right. We have several listings here that meet your criteria, which include the Miller Children's Hospital. Is that close by for you?
Miller Children's is actually where I delivered my baby.
Okay, well, they have a great lactation resource center there that you can access. Let's just take a look here to see what they can offer to you. So if you just use your arrow keys and go to the right, you see that there's a phone number, there's email address, a website, and they also have little check marks next to the things that pertain to them. So they are a baby-friendly hospital, they offer tongue-tie treatment, they have lactation support one-on-one. They also offer telehealth and virtual options. They have pump rentals. They have a support group. And it looks like they take Medi-Cal, and they have Spanish and English. And they have hours listed here as well. So you can take a look at that. So easily we can print all of this information for folks who are using it. So we'll just go up here to our little printer button, which is located right here, and we'll press on that. And it'll summarize the listings, the 5 listings that came up with our criteria, just like that. And you can print that and provide it to your client very easily. All right, I think
that was a wonderful demonstration, Cindy, and I appreciate it. Thank you for helping me out with my new baby. One thing I do want us to mention is that it's also free to be listed on our resource directory. And this is what really makes it the most robust lactation resource in Los Angeles County, is that we hope to capture all of the lactation resources that are available to our community here on this page. So if you know of somebody, or if you yourself offer lactation services and are not listed here, we want to hear from you. So you can email, there's a form that's very easy to fill out that we can then add this resource. So we make sure that we're capturing everybody and everything that helped to support our new families in LA.
So I think that concludes our tour of the website and our introduction to BreastfeedLA. So now we're going to head over to a question and answer session, and perhaps we can take a few questions. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll take some questions now.